Have you ever really looked at a plant? I mean, really looked? Today, we're diving into one of the most essential, beautiful, and sometimes just plain weird kingdoms on our planet. So, welcome to the world of plants.
I mean, just look at this incredible variety. You've got everything from the vibrant sunflower and the sharp bishop's cap cactus to humble soybeans and the super intricate bee orchid. Plants are literally everywhere, and they come in every shape and form you can possibly imagine. They're the foundation of, well, pretty much all life as we know it.
They give us so much juicy fruits, delicate flowers. And then you have plants that look like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie, like the perfectly symmetrical starfruit or the kind of creepy but amazing tropical pitcher plant. The variety is just staggering.
And if you want to put a number on that variety, well, there are nearly 400,000 known species of plants, and botanists are finding new ones all the time. It's just incredible. Which brings up a great question, right? How can a massive redwood tree and a tiny little blade of grass both belong to the same kingdom? It seems crazy, but it turns out they all share a fundamental blueprint. Okay, so what is this shared blueprint? Let's dive in and take a look at the basic toolkit that pretty much every plant uses to survive and thrive. And you know what? This simple cucumber plant is a perfect example. We can see all the key parts working together here. You've got the roots buried down in the soil, the stem reaching up for the light, the leaves soaking up all that sun, and, of course, the flowers ready to create the next generation. A good way to think of it is like this. The roots are the foundation, but they're also the plumbing system. The stem, that's the structural backbone and the main highway. The leaves are the solar-powered factories. And the flowers, well, they're the key to making more plants. Now, the process that powers this whole operation is basically magic. It's called photosynthesis. Seriously, think about this. Plants are master chemists. They take sunlight, water, and the very air we breathe out, and they turn it all into their own food. The secret ingredient that makes it all happen? It's a pigment called chlorophyll, which, as it happens, is what gives most plants their signature green color. So let's zoom in a little closer on that toolkit, and let's start from the ground up with the plant's backbone and its delivery service, the stem. Stems basically come in two main models. On one hand, you have the heavy-duty woody stems, like a tree trunk. They're stiff, they're armored with bark, and they add a new growth ring every year, kind of like a living history book. Then you've got the more flexible, green, non-woody stems you'd see on something like a flower. But even though they look totally different, they both do the same critical job, holding the plant up and acting as a two-way highway for water moving up and sugars moving down. And of course, beneath the surface, there's this incredible hidden world. The root system is the plant's anchor, gripping the earth to hold it steady. But it's also this vast, unseen network of tiny little root hairs that are constantly exploring the soil, soaking up all the water and minerals the plant needs to live. So you take these basic parts, roots, stems, leaves, and from that simple toolkit, evolution has just created this explosion of diversity. And to make sense of it all, botanists have organized the entire kingdom into one gigantic family tree. At the very top level, it's actually pretty simple. The plant kingdom splits into two main groups. First, you have the ancient non-flowering plants, things like mosses and ferns. They were some of the very first plants to show up on land. And then you have the much more recent and much more common flowering plants. And when I say common, I really mean it. Flowering plants, which are also known as angiosperms, are the dominant group on the planet. They make up more than 90% of all known plant species. From roses to palm trees to almost all the food we eat, they are everywhere. Okay, so now for the really cool part. Let's see what happens when these basic plant parts are pushed to their absolute limits, how they can be adapted by nature, and even by people, to create something truly extraordinary. For this, we're heading to Meghalaya in northeast India, which happens to be one of the wettest places on Earth. Now, during monsoon season, the rivers there swell up and become completely impossible to cross. This isolates whole villages. But the local Khasi people, they came up with a pretty remarkable solution. They don't build bridges out of wood or stone. They grow them. Yeah, you heard that right. These incredible structures are just a testament to patience and a deep partnership with nature. They're functional, they're beautiful, and they are literally alive. So how on earth is this possible? Well, the Khasi people use the aerial roots of the rubber fig tree. These are roots that actually grow above the ground.
Over many, many years, they carefully guide these roots across the river, often using temporary bamboo scaffolds to give them something to grow along.
This whole thing just brilliantly illustrates the power of a simple plant part. Over 15 to 30 years, these guided roots thicken, they get stronger, and they actually graft themselves together into a single living structure. A structure that gets stronger over time and can support dozens of people at once. It's a perfect fusion of human ingenuity and natural engineering.
It really makes you look at the world a little differently, doesn't it? From the air we breathe to the food we eat, and yes, even some of the bridges we cross, our world is built by and with plants. So the next time you see a tree or a flower, just take a second and think, what other incredible secrets is it hiding in plain sight?